Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another CSGO cheat review and showcase. In today's cheat review and showcase, we're going to take a look at Rift 7. So Rift 7, it's a pretty old cheat. A lot of people know it. Recently, it hasn't been getting a lot of updates. It's kind of outdated for its time. So yeah, let's just get straight into it and let's take a look at the menu. So opening up the menu, there's no fade and transition, there's nothing. There's a static watermark up in the top right here. It shows rift7.com. It shows the build that you're on, so the latest update, which was the 2nd of November. It shows the tick rate of the server you're on, and it shows the time. Yeah, I know, I fucking record videos really early. I don't care. So the menu, in my opinion, it's really ugly. It has the Minecraft font, and that's fucking it. It has a pink to green gradient here border, and it's just pretty basic. It says Rift 7 and then it says welcome, your name, and then your UID. So at the top you have your categories. You have your rage bot, you have your anti-aim, your legit bot, your visuals, your miscellaneous, and skins. Rift is pretty known for visuals, so we'll hop into that pretty soon, but we're just going to start over at skins. So skins is kind of a mislabeled category, because there is no skins that you can change. It's only a knife changer, which you can change. It updates right away. You can choose anything you want, but you can't change the skin of it or anything. And as you can see, if I inspect it, it just goes completely away. You can also click modify view model position. You can do all that. It's pretty basic in any cheat nowadays, but at least, you know, they have that going for it. Let me fix this view model really quickly. There we go, that's a little bit better. So yeah, so that's the skins tab. You have your view model position and the knife model. Getting into your miscellaneous here. In the top left, you have your subcategories. You have gameplay, other, visuals, and then your configs. So in the bottom right here, you have your configs. These have to be stored with the injector and the cheat itself. So that means if you have the cheat on your desktop, you're going to need to have these on your desktop too. So you're going to need to create a folder for that, which I don't like personally. You just type save to conf, you can load, save them, you can delete them, all that same stuff here. So in the top left, we have bunny hop. Pretty basic bunny hop. You just hold W. It comes with an auto strafer built in, so there is no auto strafer selection. You have an auto strafer in your bunny hop. You have your buy bot here, which you can, pretty basic. You can select auto sniper, scout, or off. For your clan tag, hold tab here, you can see that the clan tag rarely works as it is right now, which is kind of weird. The best part about this cheat, in my opinion, is when you're going, I'm pretty sure it's 0.2 KD, it switches to a fatality.win clan tag. I think that's like the best feature about this. You have remove name, does what it does, removes name. Remove scope. So if I were to get myself a scout here, this is what default remove scope looks like, and here is smiley. Like that. Pretty basic. It's a different remove scope from most cheats, which is, I don't kind of like, I don't know. It's weird. It's just different. You know, they're doing something different. You have your basic remove smoke, remove flash, remove zoom, which remove zoom just takes out the zoom entirely, so you can't zoom and then double zoom. Your buy log, which pops up in the top left if they buy anything. You have your other. So this is your other. You have your radio channel. This is probably the next best thing about the hack. You can just tune into any radio channel. You have a radio volume. That was really loud. You can have a key to mute the radio. You have a hit sound down here. You can do COD. Let me turn off the radio while I'm doing this really quickly. The COD hit marker. You have UT. Ow, that really hurt my ears. You have Quake. You have Roblox. You have Oof.
Oof, oof.
And you have Laser finally. Just like that. I think laser is probably my favorite, and you can turn the volume down or up depending on what you like. You have nade prediction, so if I were to give myself a grenade like so, and I were to hold it, this is what the grenade prediction looks like. I'm and it just lands perfectly like so. You can't change the colors for those, I'm pretty sure. You have preserved kill feed, which does what it says it does, works, preserves your kills in the kill feed. You have a penetration crosshair, which is a square for where your crosshair is, and as you can see, it shows it for the gun that you're holding, what you can pen and what you can't. As you can see, it turns green when you can. Underneath that, you have on target hit marker, just like that. And then in the bottom left here, you have your visuals. You have Rift Tower, which I can show you like so. This is what Rift Tower is. It's basically just a smoke that follows your head. That's all it is. You have your hit marker for a triangle, as you can see, like so. And you have crosshair, like that. Both I think I don't like. You have your third person. You can change to a different distance. Also a switch. So you can set that like that and set to any distance that you like. It's pretty basic. You have your show indicators, which we'll get to later on, and then your anti-aim arrows, which we don't have anti-aim on right now. You have your world FOV. So if I were to do this, you could change that all the way up to 100. The base, just gonna go 60, and then you can change your view model if you fancy that, which a lot of people like. And that's it for your miscellaneous tab. Hopping into your visuals tab here, you have your players, and you have your world, and you have your miscellaneous. So let's hop into players. Skipping over team, it's the same exact thing as enemy. So you have box, which looks a little bit like this. You can change the colors completely. It's just a basic RGB slider. Let's set it to red for now, I guess. Turn on flags, which is, shows helmet and Kevlar. Cheat flags, which means if the resolver detects that there's anti-aim, it will say legit or cheater, depending on that. You have bar, so you can set that to health bar or full. And then you can do info, which is just the name, and then the weapon, which is the name of the weapon at the bottom. You can also do skeleton. You can have classic or retro, which fills in the hands and the head, which is different. It's kind of cool. You have radar. You can do out of FOV like so, or you can do always. So out of FOV is kind of just the base thing, and then always, it just always has the arrows pointing towards them. Setting that to out of FOV. You have your champ style. So here's where it kind of gets interesting, I guess. Let's set this to red right away first as well. So old school, let's turn off the skeleton so you guys can see that better. Old school looks like this. Material looks like that. Classic, retro, glass, and flat. And then you can also turn on XYZ chams, and then you can change all these again. You can't have different XYZ from normal chams, which, you know, it's kind of outdated for where we are in the cheat world right now. But, you know, you have a nice selection of chams that you can choose. None of them really like fit my liking, to be honest. Flat and old school are pretty basic. Like, those are the only ones that I sort of like. So that's it for your player ESP and chams. So hopping over to world, you have your dormant ESP, you have your laser dot. So a laser dot is literally just a laser sight, just from Call of Duty and stuff like that. It's just a laser sight for your gun, where your gun's pointing. You have enhanced ESP range. You're always going to want that on, basically. You have night mode, which is just a slider. I mean, just an option. So there's no slider. It just instantly turns night mode. And that's about it. You have Rift HUD. This is probably the coolest thing about the cheat, like being serious here now. You can see everything, which is, it's really cool. This is like probably the best thing about the cheat. You can see in the bottom right your money, your clip, your magazine, or your magazine ammo, not fucking clip. I don't like, never mind. The worst thing about the hack, sorry. You have your max ammo down there. You have your, and then your scout and your USP. So the one on the right is your USP and the one on the left is your scout. And then the bottom left, you have your health and armor. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I would never use it because you can't change the colors, but you know, it's there if you want it. You also have your backtracking chams, which you can change here. It's the same exact chams as before. And then you also have backtracking behind wall. You can select that up. You have local impacts and enemy impacts. So if I were to set local to red, It's just like the server impacts, like so. And then the enemy ones would of course be when the enemy shot at me. So then you have a grenade ESP, so text looks like this. It's just a basic text, and then you also have retro. So where to throw that, it sort of looks like that. And you can also have text over that as well, which is kind of cool. You can also change the color of that fully. So if I were to throw this now, it will be red properly. Underneath that, you have your world ESP, which is solely for bomb. And that's it. Underneath that, and your final thing in visuals, you have your miscellaneous. You can show hitboxes for your rage bot. You can display hit damage. I'm pretty sure. Yep, like that. It just shows how much you hit them for. So 65, 13, 59, 14, 58. Just like so. You can't change the color of that either. You have your local champ style, whichever to go into this. You have that, and you can also show desync if you had it on. I don't right now. So I'll set the desync to blue, and I'll set the local to red. Then you can also go into first person, and then for your arms, you have a little bit less selection of champs. So you have old school, which looks like that. You have your classic, which looks like this. You have your retro, and then you have ultimate, which looks like that. And then you have your weapon champs, it's the exact same. And then you can also remove sleeves and then alternate tint. Just like so. So that's it for your visuals tab. Let's head into the legit bot. So your legit bot has one setting. You have your aim assist, and you can enable it or disable it. You can also go from auto, scouts, ops, pistols, heavy, or other. There's no in-depth configuring of legit bot at all. You have your field of view. You have your smoothing for your aimbot, and you have your backtracking. That is it for every single one of these categories, and you cannot go in depth with any of the weapons. Also, another thing that I noticed, you can enable your legit bot tab and enable your rage bot at the same time, which kind of fucks things up. So just be careful of that. So that's it for your legit bot. It's really basic. Like, there's nothing there basically. Hopping into your rage bot, you have your aimbot and weapons. So you have under aimbot, you have your pedal walk, which is just your slow walk, as you can see, like so. You have your air stock, which is kind of cool. That's like the only fancy thing about the hack. I can't do it because I'm not on a community server right now. But, you know, cheats are updating to fix air stock issues though, so this is kind of useless. You have fake duck. It's pretty basic, the fake duck. It works, you know, it does what it's supposed to. You have a force BAM. So as you can see on the left, it pops a force BAM. So it will force BAM them. You have damage override, which you can set to a key. And it comes up over here as well, holding F, like so. You can't change if it's hold or toggle, I'm pretty sure. And then underneath that, you have your double tap mode. So you can do default or instant. So let me get myself a Scar 20. Like so. Let's config the weapons before we look into that. You have multi-point, which you can turn on or off. For these, you have auto scope, and then you have semi-rage features, which is in your rage bot. On your weapons here, you have your auto, your scout, your op, your pistol, heavy, and other. So under auto, let's just set this to 71, for example. Minimum damage, set it to 22. Override, you can set that to 1 if you wanted. Head scale, body scale, whatever. Swap over here. It auto scopes. So double tap plus isn't very good for a double tap, but instant is a lot better, as you can tell. Like so. And then you can do that for your op, scout, and pistol, and heavy, and everything. Also, this cheat cannot double tap on deagle. It's only on the auto snipers. So you can't disable or enable double tap. The only way to do that is hitting off. And there isn't any scripts in this cheat either, so you can't do off on a key or anything with a script. To the right here, you have your anti-aim, which is the last tab here. So you can enable that like so. There isn't any legit anti-aim. It's this, I'm pretty sure. Looks like it. Yep. So you can enable that. You can do fake land. You have your fake jitter. You can set to default. Let me change the visuals here for the desync champs. Material. Sure. Classic. Maybe glass. That's fucking AIDS. We'll do that. Sure. So you have your fake jitter. You can set that to default. You can set it to old. You can set it to slow or off. You also have your real jitter. So you can set that to small, medium, or large, like so. You have your desync delta standing percentage, so you can change that. And then you also have your moving percentage, so you can change that if you're moving, like that. You can also hit freestanding, so that if you're going up against a wall, it will auto flip your anti-aim for you. You can change your pitch from down, minimal, or jitter. You have manual flip. And then these are your arrow keys for now. So your flip is basically your invert. So you could do that. If I were to set that to there, manual left, set that to that, manual back, set that to none, and then right like so. So as you can see, and then invert, just invert your anti-aim. And then on the right here, you have your last thing in the cheat. You have your fake lag, which you can set to max, LC, random, or fluctuate. You can set that from 1 to 15 ticks for your standing, 1 to 15 for slow walk, 1 to 15 for moving, and then in air 1 to 15. So that's about it for Rift 7K or Rift 7. Sorry. In my opinion, this has to be the worst HVH cheat I have reviewed. In my opinion, I would rather use Lucky Charms over this cheat. I don't know if that's because it's a playstyle issue or what. This cheat just feels like it isn't a lot. There's nothing here. The legit bot is bare bones and basic. The visuals, there could be a hell of a lot more customization. And apparently these guys are known for their visuals. They're miscellaneous. There isn't much here. You have hit sound. The best thing in the miscellaneous tab is the radio. And that's saying something. You could just tab over to Spotify and fucking use that. Your skin changer, it's non-existent. You don't have a skin changer. You have a knife changer. You can't even change the skin on. Your range bot, the resolver isn't very good. The DT has no teleport from what I've noticed. The anti-aim gets resolved pretty quickly because there's hardly any customization. And finally, there's no scripts or luas that you can use to fix any of these issues. So in my opinion, this cheat is really low on the scale. It's bare bones. I would rate it a 4 out of 10 to be honest. That's being generous. So that's about it for this cheat. I don't like anyone that requested this cheat review. So yeah, thank you guys all for coming out. It's been Thermite. Hope to see you guys in the next one. And thank you guys all for watching. Peace out, guys.